Although Kathleen Ferrier died nearly 25 years ago at the sadly early age of 41, she is still one of the best-loved and most listened-to British singers. Her recording of Blow the Wind Southerly must be in the collections of literary millions. But until recently it was thought that there was no complete recording of either of the only two operatic roles that she sang. But then a pile of dusty old 78 records was discovered in a cupboard in a Dutch radio station. They turned out to be a complete recording of a stage performance in Holland of Gluck's opera Orpheus and Euridice, with Kathleen Ferrier, of course, singing the part of Orpheus. The recordings, now technically improved, have already been released in Holland by EMI, who hope to have the LPs on sale in Britain in the new year. Kathleen Ferrier's sister Winifred has already heard the recordings, and, as she told Peter Main, she's delighted with them.
I was astonished at the quality. The man who discovered them in Holland, Mr Posthuma, brought over a cassette, and I played it on my small cassette recorder, not expecting very much, I must admit, and I was astounded at the quality, especially of Kathleen's voice.
In fact, spend a lot of time listening to your sister's recordings?
Yes, I do, and I play them on her own instrument. It's a Bodecker that she bought in 1951, and she was very proud of it. It's a very nice piece of furniture, and I've had it altered by the Decca engineers so that it now plays beautifully in hi-fi.
How did these recordings come to light, in fact, after all these years?
They were left in what the Dutch musical director called a dusty shelf in a radio studio, and he said he felt sure that they must exist somewhere, and he'd been looking for them for 20 years. And so when he came to see me, he was very excited indeed about them. They were recorded for a radio performance, and of course they're with the Netherlands Opera.
Which do you think, of all the tracks on these two records, do you think really characterise Kathleen Ferrier for you?
I think the most beautiful aria in the whole opera is Che puro ciel. It's at the point where Orpheus has gone through Hades with all the evil spirits trying to stop him, and then he comes into the Elysian fields and hears the music of the birds and sees a beautiful clear sky. And I think that's really lovely, pure Gluck music.
Now, with these recordings, we have a complete performance of an operatic role. Does that make this record set unique, in fact?
Yes, it does. And I've always regretted so much that Orfeo, which she did, which was her last appearance in public at Covent Garden in 1953, was not recorded at the time. I think people didn't realise quite how ill she was, and that this was, in fact, her last appearance. But that was a wonderful performance with Barbarolli conducting.
Playing Orpheus was one of your sister's favourite roles, wasn't it?
Yes, she liked it very much. She loved the music. She said the part was very much in what she called the fat of her voice. And she said she had the legs for it to take a man's part. She was very tall, and she didn't mind towering over the other people as she was taking a man's part.
Kathleen Ferrier singing, Winifred Ferrier talking, and